Hi guys, welcome to JIK 224 E-Kuliah series. I'm Dr. Sumiya Sabah and welcome to this 11th video covering chapter 2, which is Stereochemistry and Life. Student tends to complain about the difficulty in handling stereochemistry. They cannot relate between stereochemistry and in actual life, and how people or why we need to study stereochemistry. So in this video, I hope I can clear some of the misconception or misunderstanding on the importance of stereochemistry in our daily life. So upon completion of this topic, you should be able to relate the theory and concept of stereochemistry in real life examples. Chirality in biomolecules. Most molecules in living systems are chiral. The properties of many biomolecules depends on their stereochemistry, such as enzyme and some of the common drugs. Here we have sucrose, which is a sugar. In this case, you will see that in the molecular structure of sucrose, we have about 9 stereocenters. So they may or may not be a chiral molecule. On the other hand, we have here a paclitaxel, which is an anti-cancer agent. Here we have is a very big molecules, and here we could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 stereocenters. So could you imagine how many possible stereoisomers we could have? Let's discuss about the chemical properties of enantiomer. So when two enantiomers have exactly the same chemical properties, but they are different in the way how they react with chiral. So this is how we differentiate the enantiomer. Many drugs are chiral and often must react with a chiral receptor or chiral enzyme to be effective. One enantiomer of a drug effectively treats a disease, whereas its mirror image may be ineffective or toxic. So for example, here I have a naproxen. Okay, one of its mirror images is anti-inflammatory agent, but its other mirror images is actually a liver toxin. So they react differently, even though the molecular formula is the same, but the molecular structure is different. So they are a pairs of enantiomer. Another example here, we have ketamine. Ketamine, we have here one mirror image to another. So one of its enantiomer is anesthetic, while the second mirror image is hallucinogen. So it can cause you to hallucinate. Okay, so it is very dangerous to you. On the other hand, beside the chemical reaction, different enantiomers also have different sense of smell. Research suggests that the odor of a particular molecule is determined more by its shape than by the presence of a particular functional groups. Because enantiomers interact with chiral smell receptors, some enantiomers have different odors. So even though they are mirror images to each other, they have different smells. For example here, carvon. Carvon, one of the enantiomer has the odor of caraway. This is the caraway seeds. So one smell like caraway, while its mirror images have an odor of spearmint. So this is the spearmint. So even though they are mirror images to each other, same molecular formula, but they smell differently. Another important types of biomolecules is enzyme. Enzymes in living system are chiral and they are capable of distinguishing between enantiomers. Usually, one enantiomer of a pair fits properly into the chiral active sites of an enzyme. Enzyme can either produce or react with only substance that match the chiral requirements. So, to differentiate between the enantiomer, only one enantiomer can fit into the enzyme surface, while the other one cannot. For example, here we have glyceraldehyde. So one of the glyceraldehyde, here this is the structure of glyceraldehyde, will fit to the 3 binding sites of the enzyme surface. So they fit perfectly into the enzyme surface. But for one of the mirror image, cannot fit into the enzyme surface. We only have here 3 binding site can fit into the enzyme surface, while one of these, which is the hydroxy groups, cannot fit into its enzyme surface. So it's like a puzzle. Only those that can fit into the space can be reacted, while the others cannot. Another example here we have epinephrine. So here we have the enzyme active surface. They are like puzzle. They have an empty space. When we put one of the enantiomer, there are 2 enantiomers here. So when we put both of the enantiomer, only one enantiomer can fit into the enzyme surface and they can react. So this is the enzyme substrate complex, while this one, it cannot, because one of these functional groups does not fit into this space. Okay, so they cannot react with each other. So as a summary, the properties of many biomolecules and drugs depend on their stereochemistry. 2 enantiomers have exactly the same chemical properties except for the reaction with a chiral. This is the reference, and if you have any question, feel free to contact me at my email address. And thank you for listening.